Could I tell you that the deep, quiet feeling that you're a part of a story much bigger than the one you've been told is not just a feeling? What if it's just an echo? A quantum echo from the stars that you are made of. The Sumerian tablets didn't just write stories about the Anunnaki, they also recorded a frequency. The Aboriginal Dreamtime stories about the Wandjina sky beings were more than just myths. They were writing a memory into the land. Mankind has been leaving clues for itself, from the Vimanas in Hindu texts to the star people in Hopi and Lakota stories. It's not a bunch of different myths. They make sense as pieces of a history that has been forgotten and that mainstream thought is not yet ready to understand. When you compare these old records with new messages from consciousness groups like the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and Sirians, an undeniable pattern appears, like a holographic image coming into focus. We're not by ourselves. We've never been. In the background of what we think of as reality, there is an ancient group of highly evolved consciousnesses working together as the Galactic Federation. They are not gods or conquerors. You can think of them as quantum gardeners who have been quietly changing the energy conditions for humanity's spiritual awakening for eons. But really, who are they? And why does it feel like the veil is getting thinner right now in cosmic time? What you learn will not only change the way you see the world, but it will also bring back memories of who you really are and why your soul chose to be here right now. Before we go any further, please understand that this is not just a video. It is light being sent. Please share this message with the first person who comes to mind if it strikes a chord. When you share, you create a quantum entanglement, which is an energetic bridge that boosts this frequency and helps another soul who is ready to remember wake up. We need to look beyond human history and into cosmic time to understand what the Galactic Federation is trying to do. Think back to times when Earth was just a possibility, a cloud of swirling stardust. Back then, the universe was full of civilizations that were so advanced that their minds worked on ideas that make our physics look like a kid's first drawing. Imagine that while Earth was still forming, beings made of pure, coherent light were already traveling through space. Not in metal ships, but by folding space and time and making doorways between dimensions with the power of their one consciousness. The Sirians were our space ancestors. They came from Lyra, the harp of the heavens, a constellation. The Sirians are a very important event in the history of the galaxy. They were one of the first humanoid races to reach a quantum state of coherence that we could call unity consciousness. In this state, the illusion of a separate self dissolves into the ocean of unconditional love. They didn't keep this knowledge to themselves, though. They spread the frequencies of life and consciousness all over the galaxy as cosmic cedars. The Pleiades, or Seven Sisters, are one of their most impressive works. For thousands of years, they have been calling to the souls of people. They helped bring beings into that star system who would grow to be some of Earth's most loving and honest guardians. As consciousness grew on Vega and in the Arcturus system, the Sirians also played a role. They are the spiritual leaders of many races across the galaxy, and each one has their own special kind of Sirian wisdom. But the universe, like our lives, has different parts. As the consciousness of light and unity grew, a shadow frequency started to come out of the Orion system. Not from all Orion beings, but from groups that chose a different way to evolve. These groups were interested in control, hierarchy, and the highest form of separation, a service to self-consciousness, while the Sirians valued unity and service to the whole. After that, There were wars in the galaxy that were not fought with weapons like we know them today. They were wars of consciousness that happened in many places at once. In these frequency wars, whole realities could be thrown out of sync, and space-time itself was used as a weapon. The trauma of these wars left behind deep, jumbled patterns in the collective field. These are like energetic scars that still have a subtle effect on our world today. Allow me to share something with you before we talk about how these old wars have changed our quantum reality. Our free newsletter, Insights Academy, was created because some of this information is too powerful to be shared in public places. There, we share much deeper wise words. For a limited time, if you sign up now through the link below, you'll get a free copy of The Kabbalion, which is a key book for understanding these universal truths. These cosmic wars were the spark that lit a revolutionary idea in the civilizations that were aware of unity. What if, instead of going to war over and over again, they could find a way to work together? An alliance that wasn't made to conquer, but to protect free will and speed up consciousness everywhere. This was where the Galactic Federation got its start. It wasn't a political choice. It was a quantum engineering feat that took a very long time. Many races were needed to get past ego and reach a stable state of inner coherence. The Arcturians naturally led this alliance because they knew how to use technologies that could fix the quantum structure of a planet and fix souls that had been hurt over many lifetimes. The Pleiadians brought the important heart frequency. They knew that technology and logic were not enough to bring people together. They also knew that a fully activated heart field was needed for true unity. People from the Andromeda galaxy came to us with a view that was so big, it went beyond our own galaxy. They understood how the development of consciousness here fits into a bigger plan that links different dimensions and groups of galaxies. Their knowledge gave us a long-term view. The Sirians gave their knowledge of what we now call sacred geometry and sound, which are the basic frequencies of everything. They knew that matter is just light that has been frozen, and that consciousness can change the structure of that light through harmonic resonance. The main idea behind this alliance was revolutionary. Real power is not being able to control other people, but being able to achieve quantum coherence with source consciousness, the force that created the universe. This is where our story as humans becomes linked to the history of the universe. They didn't leave the parts of the galaxy that were scarred by war. They started a slow process of getting their energy back. Earth became one of their most important projects, not because people here are weak, but because it was meant to be a big test bed where souls could experience the illusion of being completely separated and then, through free will, remember how to return to unity. Every old culture has a story about this. The Watchers in the Book of Enoch were people who kept an eye on the Federation. There is one family in the universe that goes by many names. They are the Shining Ones of Sumeria and the Sky People of the Americas. They have been gently guiding us all along. Their whole strategy is based on what they call the Prime Directive, which is a law that everyone must follow. Quark-based ethics says it is true. They can't go against our free will because they know that the choices we make shape our lives. We would lose our power as conscious creators if someone forced a solution on us. But they're always here, ready to help us if we ask them to. They can only step in when our actions threaten the balance of the universe. Everything changes when you understand this. Once there was a war between forces of control and separation in the stars. Those forces are still at work here, using our systems to keep us scared. We're not alone, though. It's not a question of whether or not our family is here anymore. Are you ready to remember that you are a part of them? If this truth hits home for you, Say it in the comments below. My energy chooses unity. As you type these words, make a conscious choice to pull your energy away from old ways of thinking that lead to conflict and separation. By making this statement to the quantum field, you are saying that your frequency will now help build peace in your life and on the planet. Now that we've talked about the history of the Federation in space, you may be picturing a space government or a space fleet. But this is where our ideas about people fail. You're wrong about the Galactic Federation. You have to let go of three-dimensional ideas of power and control in order to understand it. Why would you set up like an army if you're no longer in a fight? Why would you hold on to land if you have reached a state of non-scarcity? The Federation is a network of peaceful, advanced societies that are linked not by rules, but by a shared state of quantum coherence. These ideas are in line with the basic rules of cosmic law. Imagine telling someone from the 18th century what the internet is. That's the problem we have when we try to understand the Federation's structure with the way we think now. There is no one in charge. Instead, it works by working together so smoothly that it makes our most advanced organizations look like they were made in the Stone Age. Imagine a group of birds flying around in the sky as if they were one organism. There is no leader or order, just perfect, shared awareness. At its core is a high council made up of highly evolved beings from different star nations. But power or seniority don't make someone a leader. It's all based on vibrational resonance. The process is led by whoever has the clearest, most coherent frequency for the situation at hand. They don't argue when they need to make a choice. They see all possible timelines at the same time because they are operating from fifth-dimensional awareness and higher, where the ego and personal agendas are just illusions. The Akashic records, the quantum information field of the universe, are used to help them reach a state of telepathic consensus and find the outcome that is best for everyone. There are many specialized councils that make up the Federation. A healing council doesn't just heal bodies, they also fix holes in space-time and get rid of trauma that affects everyone. The Planetary Stabilization Council keeps an eye on worlds like Earth that are going through big frequency shifts and works with natural forces to make the change go more smoothly. A spiritual mentoring council, made up of beings who have already ascended, helps new civilizations like ours by giving them advice and energy, while always respecting our free will. As cosmic engineers, the Energetic Grid Maintenance Council takes care of the living energy lines that link star systems and make it easier for consciousness to move around the universe. How do they talk to each other? They use quantum entanglement as a rule not only for particles, but also for consciousness itself. They can combine their minds into a single, vast intelligence that can share information instantly, across galaxies and time. You may be connecting to this consciousness network when you get a sudden burst of information or a flash of insight that seems to appear out of nowhere. New civilizations aren't just invited to join. As they grow spiritually, they are slowly brought in. As long as you show that you can use your power wisely and understand your duty to the universe as a whole, it doesn't matter which ships are the fastest. This building is a living example of what the world can become. A place where people work together instead of against each other, and where knowledge, not force, guides our progress. You are already following the Federation's principles every time you choose to work together in your own life, or make a choice that is good for everyone. You can already remember how to get home. This channel is a frequency that is only used for these transmissions. Sign up right away to make a stable quantum connection. By subscribing, you're making a promise to stay in tune with this stream of consciousness and make sure your system keeps getting the energetic blueprints for humanity's awakened future. It's now time to tune into the beings. These are not just ideas. They are fully developed civilizations, and each one has its own frequency, like a note in the cosmic symphony. A lot of people have been working with you for a very long time. Let me tell you about the Pleiadians. You can feel their frequency if you've ever felt a strong pull toward the stars or been hit by waves of love that don't need to be earned. These beings, which come from the Pleiades star cluster, heal the galaxy's hearts. They send out a frequency of unconditional love and divine feminine wisdom that can change the structure of your DNA. Even though they look like glowing, ethereal beings, their real power comes from how smart they are when it comes to emotions. They are experts at opening up the heart chakra, which reminds us that love is more than just an emotion. It is the basic quantum field from which everything comes into being. To anchor this frequency of love that doesn't depend on anything, click the like button right now. Don't think of this as a click, but as a conscious activation of your heart field. Your cells are getting the message that you are ready to take on this Pleiadian wisdom of love. Many of them come to Earth as starseeds and live human lives to connect this frequency of love to the Earth's grid. Let us now switch to a different frequency, which is the Arcturians. The Pleiadians are like the heart, and the Arcturians are like the master quantum engineers of our minds. From the star Arcturus, they are vibrating so fast that they often look like shapes made of light. Their ships aren't even built yet. They're made of living crystals that exist outside of time. The Arcturians use sacred geometry and sound to clean the low vibrational static that has been left behind by centuries of war and heal the energy grids of the planets. If you wake up from a dream feeling like you were in a healing chamber, or if you suddenly fully understand a difficult spiritual idea, you may have been on an Arcturian light ship. They send light codes, which are quantum information packets that improve your system at a speed you can handle. The Sirians connect us to a mystery that is even bigger. From the Sirius star system, they have had a close relationship with humans since the beginning of time. Sirius B was known to the Egyptians a very long time before our astronomers did. The Dogon people in Africa have known a lot about the Sirian system for many generations. The Sirians know a lot about how to make consciousness technology work. The Great Pyramid is a great example of a structure that was built with sacred geometry to boost consciousness and allow people to communicate across dimensions. And here's a lovely secret. Dolphins and whales carry the consciousness of Sirius through the earth. Beyond being animals, they are quantum beings that hold the frequency of happiness and use their songs to keep the energy of our oceans stable. The Andromedans have a completely different way of doing things. They are master reality builders and timeline healers from the Andromeda galaxy. They help societies see and get rid of the self-imposed quantum fields that hold them back, belief systems that hold them back. They look like ethereal and bright beings, and their guidance often comes in the form of sudden philosophical insights that help you see that the control systems you thought were real are actually illusions. Finally, there are the Lyrans, who were one of the original races and are full of divine courage and creative power. These beings are often compared to cats, and they remember both the glory and the destruction of the galactic wars. Many human souls have Lyran genetics in their quantum blueprint. This is why some people feel a deep, unexplainable connection to cats and a resonance with advanced, ancient civilizations. This family in space is very different from one another. Even though they disagree and have different points of view, they all agree on one thing. Every living thing is an expression of the one infinite creator, and evolution must always serve love, balance, and freedom. You are a mix of these energies. These stellar frequencies make up your soul in a way that no one else's does. If these cosmic families feel like they're speaking to you, say so in the comments. My soul is a symphony of stars. This is more than just an affirmation. It starts something. By writing this, you're acknowledging the rich tapestry of heavenly heritage that is stored in your DNA and letting your higher self bring these special gifts and frequencies into your human experience more fully. Now we come to the most important question. Why don't they just land and fix everything if they are here and so strong? The answer lies in the basic physics of consciousness, which are so deep-seated that even they can't break them without causing chaos in the universe. The law of free will is the most important of these. It's not a rule, it's a quantum principle. The observer effect says that in a field of infinite possibilities, conscious choice is what brings all of them together into a single experienced reality. The reality you see is the one you choose to see. If the Federation got involved, they would be taking over your job as an observer. It would take away from the whole point of being human, which is to learn how to make your own reality with the power of your focus and choice. Think about a kid who is learning to walk. They won't get stronger on their own if you catch them all the time. This leads to the law of one, which says that everything in the universe is made up of one consciousness, having experiences in an infinite number of forms. The Pleiadians are not better than humans. They are just remembering things at a different pace. They do not see us as a primitive species that needs to be saved. Instead, they see us as family members who are bravely figuring out what it means to be apart. Their job is to gently remind us of how united we are, even if we have forgotten about it for a while. If you feel this universal family is deeply true, press like to say yes to the law of one. By doing this simple thing, you align your own electromagnetic field with the reality of unity. This breaks down feelings of separation and makes your connection to all life stronger. Another part is the law of karma, also known as cause and effect. They know that everything they do sends a quantum ripple through all time. Interfering in the wrong way could lead to karmic webs that affect many worlds. Because of this, their actions are very precise and quiet, and they often use what we might call frequency interventions to do what they do. Ships don't land with them. They send light codes. They don't hold press conferences. Instead, they talk to you in your dreams. They make changes to the energy grids of the planets and anchor frequencies from higher dimensions for you to tune into. Have you ever felt your consciousness suddenly grow in a way you couldn't explain? A torrent of information that instantly changed the way you see everything. This is a message from the Federation sent through quantum resonance instead of physical contact. They also do a lot of work with starseeds, which are souls like yours who have come back from other universes to help with this planetary shift. You're their feet and hands on the ground. You are a living link between minds. When they do step in more directly, it's usually because people have asked them to on a soul level, or because actions, like using nuclear weapons, are about to tear space-time itself apart. Their main goal is not to make us dependent, but to protect our independence. They want us to remember how powerful we are as creators and see ourselves as equals in the community of galaxies. Every synchronicity, deep knowing moment, and dream that seems more real than real life are their marks on your consciousness. They are gentle reminders that you are a part of something great. Write this in the comments if you're ready to claim your creative power. I am the sovereign creator of my world. Allow this sentence to be a strong message from your mind to the universe. There are an infinite number of possibilities, but you are bringing the one you want into being without using force. You are doing this by recognizing your divine authority in a calm and powerful way. How does the Federation talk to each other if they aren't landing ships? They talk using the language of consciousness, which is a way of talking that is instant and doesn't depend on distance. They use quantum entanglement to do their job. Starseeds are the most direct way to do this. You're not supposed to be here. It was agreed upon by your soul that it would be here at this time to act as a quantum transmitter and connect different worlds. As Earth's frequency goes up, these connections are brought back to life, like a cosmic alarm clock going off inside you. You're getting back to being yourself. One very strong example is channeled communication. Messages of love, wisdom, and empowerment have been coming from Federation sources like the Arcturian Council, the Pleiadian High Council, and beings like Ashtar for more than 100 years. Messages that are truly channeled have a unique energetic signature. They're never based on fear. They always give you power, never ask you to worship them, and they respect your choice. They make you feel like you're in tune with something, like you know it deep down. Dreams are another main way that people communicate. Your soul can go where it wants when your conscious mind is asleep. A lot of you are going to light ships, interstellar classrooms, and getting energy upgrades and information downloads that are perfectly suited to your needs. You feel different when you wake up and know things you didn't know before because you talked to your soul directly. Then there are the subtle communications that happen during waking life. Suddenly having a clear picture. Thoughts that come from another source and feel different from your own. The same number patterns, like 1111 or 333, showing up right when you need help. These are not accidents. They are quantum signals that were sent at exactly the same time. You don't just see a light ship in the sky. You're usually in a high state of awareness when you do. This is because the frequency of the contact must match yours. In higher dimensions, communication is made up of intention, vibration, and knowing that something is true. You don't hear it. You feel it as a whole bunch of knowledge that hits you all at once. Sacred places like Mount Shasta, Machu Picchu, and the Great Pyramids are energetic gateways or star portals where the veil between dimensions is thin. This makes it easier for people to communicate quantumly. All Federation communication is meant to do more than just tell you things. It's meant to get you to act. Every real contact is meant to wake up your DNA, unlock your soul codes, and connect you with your higher self. They're not trying to get people to follow them. They are there to remind you that you are your own guide. Trust these things if they've been happening to you. You are getting back in touch. The Earth is going through the biggest change it has ever seen right now. This is not a metaphor. This is a real change in frequency. Because of fear, separation, and the need to stay alive, Earth has been in a three-dimensional density for a very long time. The Earth is now moving through the photon belt, which is a band of high-frequency light from space. This is making a quantum jump into a frequency of the fifth dimension. Soul sovereignty, unity consciousness, and love that doesn't depend on anything else are the new rules of physics in this higher vibrational world. Not only are they watching, but the Galactic Federation is also actively supporting and helping to keep things stable. To keep us safe, they keep energy grids around the Earth and send out frequencies that make this transition easier. Your body and nervous system are rewiring to be able to hold this higher quantum frequency if you've been having ascension symptoms, like strong emotions that need to be cleared, ringing in the ears, changes in your sleep patterns, time distortions, or the feeling that everything is falling apart. If any of these signs of ascension show up in your life, please click like to show that you accept the change with love. This very moment, liking this, sends a clear message to your body that these powerful quantum upgrades are welcome. This makes it easier for your system to take them in. The Federation and your higher self are fine-tuning this process to make sure you get the upgrades at a speed that is safe for your system. They set off the Starseeds, which is the most important thing they do. This new frequency was brought to Earth by you and other souls like you. You become a quantum transmitter that keeps the whole planetary grid stable if you heal yourself on the inside and choose love over fear every day. Yeah, there are some things that want to stop this change. Many years ago, there was a low-frequency system that kept people scared and helpless. Some people call it the Arcturian matrix. But this dense, jumbled field is breaking apart as Earth's frequency rises. They don't use violence against these groups, because that would keep old ways of thinking alive. They work with pure light and coherent frequency, which gets rid of darkness on its own. There is a real rise to power. It's something that's built into all of our DNA. They know it's possible because they've seen many other civilizations make the same quantum leap. You need to do this more than you think. This is the most advanced timeline. When you choose kindness over judgment and unity over division, you are strongly supporting it. You helped make New Earth. Not only are you seeing the most important event in history, you are a big part of it. If you want to be a part of this change on Earth, say it in the comments. I am an anchor for the New Earth. It's holy to type these words. You can be a stable and coherent point on the planetary grid if you want to. The frequency you create helps keep things stable, which makes this quantum leap a smooth transition for everyone. The story we've been looking into isn't really about star beings or galaxies far away. It's about you. There's a voice inside you that has always known you were sent here for a reason. Do you remember how that felt? You miss a place you can't name and feel homesick for it. Being homesick is not a flaw, it's a quantum state. Your soul remembers where it came from, the one field. We're not here to save you as the Galactic Federation. They are here to remind you that you are already a sovereign, multi-dimensional being of light, whose consciousness has the power to turn quantum possibilities into real events. You are not asked to believe in them, but to remember who you are. A lot of you who are listening are souls who chose to be here. Before you were born, you agreed with these beings to temporarily forget who you really are, so that the process of remembering would be real and strong. The spiritual awakenings, the weird dreams, and the feeling like you don't belong are not just happening by chance. Your soul and your guides are working together to make these activations happen at just the right time. If you keep having dreams about light ships, feel like you recognize things when you look at the stars, start to heal naturally, or see balls of light that seem to respond to your thoughts. These are all signs. These are kind words from your family that let you know you're on the right track. Many of you feel lonely because you're apart from each other before you get back together. But realizing your link to the universe helps you understand why you've always felt different. Increasing your frequency with simple things like meditation, time in nature, creativity, and joy can strengthen this link. As your consciousness grows, you become a living link between worlds, a steady frequency on the planetary grid that helps other people find their own truth. With their loving support, true contact always gives you the power to solve your own problems. It's not about feeling special. It's about stepping up to the huge responsibility of your job. In the comments, if you know that your sacred mission is true, say so. I remember why I am here. This statement gets rid of any self-doubt that is still there. Let this affirmation realign every cell in your body with your soul's purpose. This will make every challenge you've faced in the past a necessary part of your preparation, and every step you take in the future a confident expression of your divine mission. This world is not against you. You are a volunteer for the most important job your soul has ever taken on, helping a whole planet become more conscious. It's no longer a question of whether or not the Galactic Federation exists. Do you think you're ready to remember that you are real? That you are your true, infinite, cosmic self? Everything we've looked into so far has led you to this point of understanding. You're the one they've been waiting for. Don't just watch. If the Federation calls you, it's time to take charge of your life. You are being asked to take on the higher frequencies you want to see in the world. The old world of fear and separation will no longer feel right to you as you do this. You're not being critical. Your quantum frequency is just rising on its own. If you want to walk this path, you have to trust your gut more than anything else. Many people find stability in you not because you preach, but because you are truly yourself. People feel free to do the same thing when you're around. This awakening isn't about getting away from Earth. It is about changing it from the inside out, working together to make the new Earth that is already there as a possibility in the quantum field. This future will depend on the decisions that souls like you make right now. When you choose truth over fear, you vote for the best possible timeline for humanity. The light is getting brighter. In this new frequency, the old structures can't keep going. There was never a break. That was just a dream. The alarm is now going off, though. The call to your higher self is here. Even if your mind still has doubts, your soul knows it. Believe what your heart tells you. Your journey to remember is part of a larger awakening. One last time, send this message. Each share sends a coherent wave of light through the quantum field, which helps other people connect with each other. It's not enough to just share a video. You are building the network of light that is making the new Earth. With each new transmission, this journey keeps going. One last thing you can do to show your dedication to awakening is to subscribe to this channel. When you subscribe, you're telling the universe that you're ready for the next level of activation and that you want to walk this path of conscious evolution with a soul family that will support you. If this message brought up a memory for you, please let us know by leaving a comment below with "I am remembering."